Hello everyone, it's Bruno here. I want to talk in this video about human design and a little bit the trap that I was into, in the sense that human design is sold as the solution, right? And when you discover your human design, a whole world opens up and you're kind of, what is this? And it breaks your mind because it's another way of operating in life. It's actually, I think, helping you move from this 3D to mental 3D to 5D, and having a understanding of your energetics and the blueprint that you have, and how you move from the authority and the strategy instead of the mind. And then you start seeing like, wow, I started tapping into your intuition. But I think it's also taking as the solution, right? My business will work when I follow my strategy and authority. My everything, my life will be solved once I apply my human design, and I think that's not the case. So that's what I want to point out in this video, is the fallacy of that human design is a solution. And I think all this new age movement that we have right now, and has been going on since last century, is offering all these tools. For example, I'm now very eager to learn about parasite cleansing and all this liver cleanse and all these cleansings that we have in our bodies. And I really like when I see a video, it's like, all your problems will be solved once you do the cleanse. All your problems will be solved once you use your human design. All your problems will be solved once you do the Jinkies journey or whatever. And I really think that's a fallacy, because that's not true. I mean, the thing that we have to understand is we can always access peace, love, bliss, ecstasy right now, on this present moment. And we can always access that on whatever point of our journey, right? We all are in a journey, right? And the journeys are all different. That's why we cannot compare each other. I think there's people that have gone further on their journey of the inner self, and there's others that are starting their journey. But I think we all are in a journey. It's not anywhere to go. I think we always need to be present on where we are in our journey. And yes, there's these repetitions that I've seen on the journey of self-development and the journeys that you go through. And I think most of us go through the same stages. And there's one stage that comes after the other. But it's just a journey. So I think there's not a final destination. So I think what we need to understand is to relate to the journey in a different way, in the sense that it's all about being in peace, right? Being in peace with ourselves, and also being conscious, clean. This is something that I learned with my religious background. They will always tell you that you have always to be conscious, clean, in the sense that if tomorrow you die, your consciousness is clean. So you go to God and you go to heaven, right? And yes, I don't believe on that now, but I really believe on having a peace of mind and having a peace of your body is when your consciousness is clean, in the sense that if you're hatred somebody, or you judge somebody, or you had something that your consciousness thinks that was not good, I think we all have this morality inside of us. Even though maybe we cannot describe it with words, we know when we've done good and we know when we've done bad, right? I think there's this morality inside that, kind of our body clenches when there's something that is not good with our morality. I have a very strong sense of morality, I think, because I'm Virgo ascendant, and I've learned that Virgo ascendant is very important about integrity and, being morally correct. And that's something that I really live by, because if not, I cannot sleep. So I don't want to get into the branches. We were talking about consciousness clean and so on. And I think that is the journey that we're in, like getting into this state. Yes, there's going to be problems. There's going to be challenges. There's always going to be problems. So the thing is that we don't have to get rid of the problems. We really need to reframe how we see problems and see obstacles. That's one of the Jinkies, is Jinky 38. And I think the Jinkies is ultimately a great tool, because it doesn't give you any solution. It just gives you another way of seeing things. And when you change the way you see things, you change the things. And that is right there, quantum physics. So the observer effect. And when you see something differently, you are actually mentally changing it. So it's your perception that creates your reality. So what you need to start reframing is how you perceive the world. And I think the Gene Keys and the 64 Gene Keys gives you 64 ways to change your perception. So again, human design is not a solution. Gene Keys is not a solution. It's just a tool that's going to help you on your journey. But it's not going to solve all of your problems. And I think that's something very important to address in the human design community, because there's all these dogmatic people about human design. There's human design people that hate Gene Keys people, and Gene Keys people that hate human design people. And human design is just the ultimate thing. And that is a dogmatism right there. And dogmatism, I don't think it's good, because it's black and white, it's duality, right? I think we have to, something that I really found on myself is I really like all the tools. And what I like is to learn more tools and to combine all the tools, because the more tools that you have, the more views that you have from yourself, the more understanding you have of the mystery of the self. And it's a mystery in the sense that you won't be able to get to the answer of who you are. You only will lose the pressure of who you are. And that's the thing that you want to address, is this pressure that we all have of who we are. And it's not about answering with a specific question, it's about losing the pressure of the question, and that gives you a lot of peace. And that's what I've done on my journey. I really wanted to know what was my purpose, who I was. And I think all these tools helped me, get in peace with the question. I don't know the answer yet. I don't know who I am, but I even don't care. That's the beauty of it. Like, you don't have to know who you are. You just have to have a sense. And it's a mystery. Life is a mystery. Life is it's about enjoying it. And I think we misunderstand this journey of learning, and I think there's a lot of Catholicism, Catholic or Christian influence, in the sense that this life is a life of struggle. It's a life of, and then you see in the spiritual community, you're here to learn from your mistakes and clear the karma. And we forget all this beautiful side of life, of love, beautiful relationships, and all these beautiful things in life, that of course we need to do the inner work to have proper boundaries. Boundaries are so important and are very misunderstood. Being confrontational, right? And if I want all these love, beautiful and blissful things, I really need to work on my shadows and really have strong boundaries, really know who I am, and really know what I want, what is good for me and what is not good for me. And I think that is the Gene Key 12, which is criteria, which is my life's work. So criteria is very important nowadays. So this video just was to point out that human design is not a solution. It's not the solution. It's just a tool that can help you align with your energetic blueprint to have more flow in your life. Yes, you're still gonna encounter resistance. You're still gonna be frustrated as a generator or manifesting generator, and you will have anger as well. That's my case. Sometimes I'm frustrated, sometimes I'm angry. And that's my design, and it's okay, right? And when I'm satisfied, I really like it, right? But the point is not to be always satisfied, always be in the self. It's just a tool. Human design is a tool, and I want you to see like that. It's not the solution of everything, it's just a tool, right? So this is something that I was thinking about before, like human design will solve my problems, will make all the money for me once I learn them, right? It's the solution for my money problems. And the solution to my money problems were not human design, was my relationship to money, was working around my mindset to money, was working around my relationship to money. And human design did have nothing to do with that. So I think most of us have these struggles with money, insecurities with money. We don't know how to talk about money because we don't have the money that we would wish we had. And we have this bad relationship with money. And we think that human design is going to solve that, especially in our business. And I think money has to do a lot about mindset and not so much about your human design. But anyways, I think I'm clear with the video. I think the message was there, even though it was not so much clear, but I think you get the point, right? So if you have any questions about human design, I really would love to know your commentaries. If you have an observation about what I just said, if you are struggling with something, like I would really love to know in the comments. I will read them, and maybe I do a video and I tag it on the comment. So see you in the next videos. In this series, I talk about human design and applicable human design. So give a like if you like the video and subscribe for more videos.